Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to another Drive On Shenanigan video. Thank you for being here. We really do appreciate it. Today's a great day because today we have our newest Traxxas vehicle, specifically the Ultimate Desert Racer, also known as the UDR.
So we've been eyeballing this car ever since it was announced, and Traxxas was nice enough to send us one, so thank you Traxxas for sending it to us. And we have been having an absolute blast with it. So this is something that Traxxas is calling Traxxas Pro Scale. So this is a desert racer, and it's just totally decked out with tons of awesome scale features.
Yep.
So if you're into scale driving, and if you like to have a car that drives scale and kind of like has the feeling of the real thing, this is definitely on the right track for you.
Yeah. Now, when you first look at the Ultimate Desert Racer, and a lot of you probably have seen videos on this already, right off the bat, you notice that it is a very impressive truck. It's really, really cool looking, and it also comes at a pretty expensive price point at $679 now, which is actually a little bit cheaper than it originally released at. Today, we're going to talk about a little bit of what you're paying for at that $679 price point, because there's a lot of other different car options that you can get, obviously, for that price. And with the Ultimate Desert Racer specifically, one of the many things that you are paying for, like Austin said, is scale detail. This is a scale short course truck. So unlike a Slash, which is just kind of like a RC short course truck, it is not designed to be exactly scale. It's designed to be a really good RC car. This one, on the other hand, is designed kind of like a scale RC crawler. It's designed to look like the real short course trucks, which Traxxas is very much involved in.
So I've been kind of eyeballing this thing and watching videos for the past couple of months, and something that I was kind of confused on is just exactly how big it is. It doesn't fit into like a typical scale class. I think best bet it's somewhere in between 7th and 8th scale. So if you put it side by side to a Traxxas Slash, it is a lot bigger. So you're getting bigger components, bigger frame, bigger chassis. So it is substantial. It weighs about 15 pounds without the batteries.
It's heavy.
So it's heavy, yeah. It's definitely a substantial truck, which actually translates into the way it drives as well, which we'll get into that a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get into driving in a little bit. One of the main things that you do notice right out of the box is the size, for sure, and that is one of the things that you're paying for. Now, this is running off of technically 4-cell or 6-cell, and the way that it accomplishes that is it will use two 2-cell batteries to get 4-cell or two 3-cell batteries to get 6-cell. And I believe, what was the milliamp on the batteries we've been using? 7600, I think.
I think so, yeah.
But you can use different Traxxas batteries in there. It is using the specific connector, so you do want to make sure you're using the Traxxas battery, and we've been using the dual Traxxas charger, which works really well too. It's kind of like worry-free charging. When you're dealing with lipos, a lot of times it can be a little bit stressful, a little bit dangerous at times, and when you're using proper batteries and proper chargers, you kind of eliminate that risk a little bit.
So it is called the Unlimited Desert Racer, so I think we should talk about speed a little bit. On 4S, you're gonna get about 30 miles per hour, which to me felt plenty fast. Like it has plenty of pep, has plenty of power. Top speed, I personally think is plenty. Don't get me wrong, 6S is gonna be a lot of fun. We will try that. Yeah. But I really don't know that you need 6S on this truck just for having a ball doing what is this truck is designed to do, which is scale driving.
Yeah.
You want to get that scale feel. You want to kind of feel the the sway of it, just the way it's designed. It has like a really nice scale sway to it. The back end kicks out a lot, and like I'm assuming that the 6S is just going to be like crazy, just absurd power and speed. But like if you're just going for a scale, awesome, fun driving experience, I think the 4S is honestly the way to go.
Yeah, honestly, it depends on your driving experience, and if you are a highly experienced driver, you're going to be fine on 6S. If you're relatively new, 30 miles an hour is going to be fast enough to have a ton of fun, but it's not going to be too fast that it's just going to ruin your truck, because the more speed you get, the more likely you are to crash it into a curb. The driving experience was something that kind of took me by surprise a little bit, and it's just a little bit different than anything I've ever driven. And I think that, honestly, the thing that caught me off guard the most is the weight of the truck, how heavy it actually is, but also how heavy it feels when you are driving this truck. And what I mean by that really is just the way that it throws its weight around. When you see these shots that you're probably seeing right now of this thing, it looks like a real short course truck. And now, I'm not a short course truck enthusiast. I don't watch short course racing or anything like that, but I just have to say that the truck just feels feels good to drive. It feels like you're driving a real car. And I'd say that the weight even caught me off guard even more so than the size. It is a big truck, but I will say that visually when you're driving it, you don't really notice how big the truck actually is while you're driving it, but I will say that you notice the weight of it. I feel like you can really feel it. It kind of fishtails its weight around, it slides around quite a bit, and it's a ton of fun. It kicks up tons of dirt. It's a very heavy vehicle. One
thing I have to say is that, of course, this has the Traxxas stability in it, the TSM, and I think that for some of the Traxxas stuff that I've driven, I really don't know that TSM has made that huge of a difference. Definitely with that VXL that we drove, like a top speed.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
It's critical to have it at that. But I was very interested in how they integrated the TSM to this, because I think it really adds to the driving dynamic. It's not just about stability, but it also adds something different to the dynamic of driving it. So I think they really crushed it with whatever tweaking they did to it for this particular truck. I really like it.
Yeah, and for those of you guys that aren't familiar with Traxxas stability management, basically it's an onboard control board, basically, kind of like our quadcopters use flight controllers. And what it is doing, it is hooked up into the steering servo, and it compensates for drift. It kind of helps you steer. If you're on loose surface and you just go full throttle, this thing will track perfectly straight, and it's because there's onboard gyros and accelerometers that are helping correct its course to keep you on a straight path rather than just spinning out. Now that is something that can be adjusted and all the way down to being turned off. A lot of guys don't like using it at all, but it does give you, especially if you're a newer driver, it does give you that comfort level of driving a big, heavy 4S or 6S machine like this.
Yeah, I think that overall, like for this car, like it's definitely, if there's one word to describe like the amount of fun you're gonna have with this, it's scale. Alex and I are huge fans of the TRX4,
yeah,
and just kind of what Traxxas did in that class with just a scale 10th scale crawler. And I think that they've really hit it out of the park and done something super similar here. Is taken a driving experience that everybody loves, and it just doubled down on scale.
Yeah.
So you have the solid rear axle, you have the double shocks on all four corners of the truck. It just
aluminum shocks.
Aluminum shocks. It just feels scale when you drive it, which to me that's a super cool feeling, because odds are I'm probably never going to drive a truck like this in real life, but like you really get a taste for it.
It feels like you are driving a real truck like that. It's just small from a third person perspective.
Exactly.
But the other thing I will say is that it really depends if this truck is right for you, if you are the type of person that scale is important to, because you are spending a lot of your money on those features. For example, it comes with the 2 spare tires. These are real spare tires that you could technically use on the truck eventually when 2 of your tires get old, and that costs money for them to make. You got little tiny fire extinguishers all the way down to all the scale detail, the radiator fans on the back. You got 2 drivers that are fully painted, fully decaled inside cockpit of the car. It's a lot of detail they put into this.
And I wouldn't necessarily consider the details superfluous, like, because I think they add to the experience. But like Alex was mentioning, like the 2 tires that come on it, I believe the replacements for those are $25 a piece. So there's $50 in 2 scale tires that are just basically ornamental.
Yeah.
I mean, you could take them off and run them, but just something to keep in mind is that like there's definitely alternative trucks to this if scale isn't important to you.
Yeah.
But I have to say, just from driving it, it kind of is to me.
Yeah, and honestly, the whole scale thing never really made sense to me until we started doing this drive-on thing. We got the scale crawlers, and then now this is our first non-crawler scale car. And there is something to be said about just having a really good-looking car that looks like a real car. Now, if you are experiencing maybe scale is something that you're just not interested in, that's fine. But I would probably recommend looking at something else, maybe like Traxxas Revo. They got a new Rustler 4x4 VXL coming out. Even the X-Max, I mean, at this price point, $679, you're getting darn near close to the price of an X-Max, which, as you guys probably know, the X-Max is like the monster of all monsters.
Absurdity, insanity.
It is crazy. We hope to have one of those soon as well. But overall, the Ultimate Desert Racer, I think, is a pretty cool truck. It's a fun car to drive. But that being said, we just kind of wanted to share our first experience thoughts with you guys and share the truck a little bit with you.
I would say if you want to see it on 6S.
Yeah.
Because we can definitely revisit that.
We definitely plan on driving this quite a bit more and probably doing more videos on it. Let us know down in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. And also let us know what you'd like to see us do with this. Maybe take it to a track, maybe set up a giant ramp and ramp it over the shop. I don't know. He doesn't want to, but I want to make him try to fix this thing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so. We're doing a video a week on everything RC surface stuff. We've been having a ton of fun with it, and we've been really appreciating you guys coming along with us on this journey. It's been a lot of fun. So until next time, guys, we'll see you later.
See you guys.